Hello YouTube, it is your boy B3 back with another kicking action figure review. Yes, today's review is over a 2-pack that I'm very excited to have. The Power Rangers Lightning Collection Fighting Spirit Green Ranger and Mighty Morphin Putty 2-pack. To be honest, I'm more excited for the Putty than I am the Green Ranger. No offense. But if you have several Green Ranger figures, you might not have one like this because it's the Fighting Spirit Green Ranger. He actually has a different helmet design than the regular Mighty Morphin Green Ranger because they added a little bit to his helmet, because this is how he appeared in Tommy's coma dream sequence in Power Rangers Dino Thunder when the Morphin Grid was testing him. So that's this specific Green Ranger. So this is a Green Ranger that really only appeared in a vision. The Putty, however, is just a Putty. It's a Rita Putty because it doesn't have the big Z belt. But they could easily make a Z belt to release a Z Putty. I'd buy a Z Putty in an instant, especially since I have Lord Zed. In fact, that should have been my very last review, was the Lightning Collection Lord Zed. But it looks really cool. And I gotta say that today's review is sponsored by ComicsPlusOfMacon.com. Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. ComicsPlusOfMacon.com. I got a coupon code for y'all. If you want some cool Power Ranger stuff from that site or anything else from that site, use coupon code HuntRocksMySocks. Check it out. All the info's in the link in the description below. It should be up top above the fold. So you can get everything you need and get some savings on that website. I know he sells a lot of Transformers on that site. That seems to be what he sells the most. I'm just letting you know there's a lot of Transformers stuff. But there is Power Ranger stuff. I know there is because I recently looked at it. But yeah, we are going to take a gander at this. You know, I like how the Lightning Collection does its packaging with the artistic renderings of the faces, you know? And then we got a little ACBA back here with Green Ranger and the Putty. I love the effects they have for the Putty. Holy crap. But we are going to bust into this and see what's up. Bada bing, bada boom. Hey, it's out of package. Got both these dank figs, and they are dank figs. You know, they're really cool. I love this set. It's really good. It's nice to finally have an adult collectible Fighting Spirit Green Ranger, because there actually is another Fighting Spirit Green Ranger figure. The only one I know of, though, was this one that was like 4 inches that Bandai made, and they sold it for like $20, which was way too much. I know they sold it for that. I bought mine on clearance, I believe, because no one was buying it for that, because it was too small and it didn't make any sense. And it was not worth it. I think I've reviewed it. But, this one is... What this pack cost me $39.99, and it was totally 100% worth it. These are great figs. The whole Lightning Collection is just a great line. So, first we're going to talk about accessories. Let's move, the Putty over so we can take a look at Tommy Boy here. Now, he comes with several accessories. Fist hand, bada bing bada boom. He has the holding hand for the Dragon Dagger, and of course the Dragon Dagger itself, painted very well. Really nice. And then he has some more hands. Just a karate chop hand, which is good, you know. You know, karate chop, basic kung fu move. And then he comes with this hand for playing the Dragon Dagger, but I'm definitely not going to display him playing it. Because he doesn't... Like, I don't know... It doesn't make sense. The Dragon Dagger hand. It doesn't make sense. Okay, so the holding hand for the Dragon Dagger is on this hand, but there's nothing to hold it with for this side, and he has to hold it with both hands to play it. So maybe if they had like a playing hand for this hand and then they just use the holding hand, it still wouldn't be correct, but it would still be something. But they have like a playing hand for this side and then no other hands for the opposite side, so he really they give him a hand to play the Dragon Dagger, but he really can't play the Dragon Dagger. So they kind of screwed up there. But I have my SH Figure Arts first release Green Ranger playing. Well, I actually have the Japanese first release Green Ranger playing his Dragon Dagger. So I wasn't going to have this guy playing it anyways. And I'm not going to display him with his Shadow Saber because I have my Legacy displayed with the Shadow Saber. Here is the Shadow Saber. It looks really nice. I don't think the Fighting Spirit Green Ranger ever used the Shadow Saber. I don't think he did. He might have, and I just don't remember. But I've seen Dino Thunder several times because it's my favorite season. And I don't remember him ever using the Shadow Saber. Because of the Tommy head, this line is good about giving us Ranger heads. But this costs them a lot more. Not just for sculpting and the plastic and stuff, but they have to pay for actor likeness. So that's like an extra step Hasbro's taking. You know, once they've had the license for a while, they'll probably drop these heads to save money, I bet. But right now they're going all out because the license is new to them. So that's pretty cool. I'll probably never display a Ranger with their civilian head, though. And then this is the Lightning Collection, so you do get an effect piece. I guess it doesn't have a specific way to put it on. You just kind of slide it up through there. And it looks neat. You could probably put this on lots of different weapons for lots of different toy lines. I don't even know if I did it right, but I'm not going to display it with this anyways, but it is pretty cool. And then we have the Putty. This is honestly the figure that it seems everybody's getting a 2-pack for. I've seen people army building this Putty. So I guess, does that mean eBay is flooded with Green Rangers? Because people bought several of these to get a bunch of Putties, and they are selling their Green Rangers online? Or does it mean that a bunch of people wanted just the Green Ranger and sold their Putties to army builders? I don't know. I wouldn't mind having another Putty because I would like to display one with one of his effect hands and one with the other effect hand, because I really don't want to display him with both effect hands. But I'll probably end up doing that just because they're so cool. Yeah, as I said, the Putty comes with 4 hands. He comes with a holding hand on his right arm. I don't know why it's a holding hand because he doesn't come with anything to hold. It should have just been a straight up fist hand. Or an open kind of hand, like a grabbing hand, a grappling hand. But a holding hand? Not much point. Not much point to a holding hand. And they should have just given us another one of these. Because they have this awesome grappling hand for the other arm. They should have just given us another one of these, because I would love to display him with one of these and then this arm, which is this awesome blade the Putty manifests. I don't remember the Putties doing this in the show, but I think they might do it in... Did they do this in Legacy Wars? Legacy Wars game? I haven't played it in forever. Don't really care, to be honest. But you can see, like, the hand sculpted into it, where it's, like, grown and turned into a blade. That is fantastic sculpting. You know, we get a bit more sculpting on these hands with the, but it does cut the forward back hinge on the wrists, but I don't really mind for the Putty. And then we also get kind of this ball club hand. You can see the fingers in it. It's just so nice. This is nicer than it needed to be completely honest. And then he also gets an effect piece. You just kind of put it at the end of the blade like that. It's pretty cool. I like it. I think I like these little ones that go on the tips of the blades more than the lightning ones that you have to kind of wrap around and stuff, just because they're easier to deal with. But he's so cool. I might just have to display him with both the effect hands because they're so cool. I know I definitely want this one, but I don't want to just ignore the other one either. Oh, so cool. But now we're going to get into articulation. We're going to look at the Putty first since he's already in hand. Side to side on the head. And then we have up and down, forward and back here. I love that joint. Up and down on the arms. And then you have, well, that was more forward and back. Because we, God, this joint won't let me do the up and down. There we go. That was weird. And then we have a bicep swivel, double elbow bend. And then we have a gauntlet rotation. We have lots of movement in the torso. waist crunch, in and out on the legs, forward and back, thigh swivel, double knee bend, boot swivel, up and down on the foot, ankle pivot. So all the articulation this putty needs, he has. And that makes me very happy. I really would like another one. Like maybe a loose one on eBay or something. I don't know. I don't want to buy another one. Hopefully they'll just make a Zed putty and then I can have 2 putties. And then our White Ranger isn't that different, to be completely honest. Up and down on the head. Doesn't seem to do it as well as the putty, though. Side to side, not hindered by this. This is kind of soft, you see. Oh, mine has a big old scratch on his diamond on his chest. Oh, well. Forward and back on the arm, in and out on the arm, up and down on the arm, bicep swivel, double elbow bend. This one has a wrist swivel instead of a gauntlet swivel, and you also have forward and back on the wrist, so that's a bit more articulation on the arm for the Green Ranger, but he has the same torso movements and waist as the putty, and pretty much the same exact legs as the putty. In and out, forward, back, rotation, double knee, boot, up and down on the foot, pivot of the ankle. Easy peasy lemon D's nutsy. Very good. And I like how they could, because they used this same body for the Comic-Con exclusive Armored Red Ranger. They just had to give him a different head and some different accessories. So it was pretty easy to get us this Green Ranger as fast as they did. I like how they gave us a more unique Green Ranger right away. And they could still give us several things with this body. Because we already know that the Armored Black Ranger is going to be a Walmart exclusive. We've already seen it in the packaging and everything. Really excited for that because I missed out on the figure art, which I really, really wanted. So I'm very happy to finally be getting an Armored Black Ranger. What is it, kitty? My kitty's meowing at me. What is it, kitty? You want to come up here and be with Papa? You want to... When I do reviews, she hears me talking to someone that's not her, and she gets jealous. So she likes to come sit on my lap while I do reviews, yes. Oh, yeah, hello. Hear her little collar jingle. What are we talking about? Oh, yeah, they could still use this for more. They could give us a regular Green Ranger without the extra silver on the head, because that is what's extra. All that silver is extra. That's just for the fighting spirit. So they could give us a Green Ranger without that. They could give us a Green Ranger without the Dragon Shield that we could display with the Black Ranger with the Dragon Shield. That would be really cool. They could give us the all-green team from the Boom comic books. I'd buy that. I'd buy that in an instant. Where all the Rangers look the same, except they're all green and Red has the Dragon Shield. Or Jason has the Dragon Shield, because they're all green. But yeah, I mean, detail on these guys is what we're going to talk about next, and which was my segue with talking about that. I think the gold on here is nice. Could it be a bit more gold? Maybe, but I think it's good because it seems like they should be more like that gold, because the gold on his arms is pretty much perfect, and I feel like this could be a bit more gold. That's really that. I mean, his morpher looks great. He looks just fantastic. I love these realistically proportioned Rangers. They make me so happy. I love them. I just absolutely adore these Rangers. And now let's talk about the detail on the putty, which is somehow even better. This head sculpt is immaculate. I absolutely adore it. It's really wonderful. This paint is so clean. It's such clean paint on his black here. I mean, it's wonderful. And don't even get me started on his gauntlets. They just look perfect. They just look absolutely perfect. So now we're going to get into some size. For our first size comparisons, we're going to show them with some other Lightning Collection figures. Here on the left, we have them with the Dino Charge Red Ranger. I thought he'd be a good one to show because they're both Dino Rangers. And we do have that big crossover coming up on Beast Morphers with all the dinosaur teams together. You probably won't see Green Ranger in it because if it's based on the Sentai footage I think it is, he won't be in it. Mostly because Green Ranger is dead in the Sentai, which is why they ran out of footage for him for Power Rangers, because he straight up died. That's why they had to use white. So they look good together. And then, of course, you want to show Lord Zed with the putty, even though this isn't one of Lord Zed's elite putties, even though his putties seemed to be much easier to defeat than Rita's putties, to be completely honest. But they look great. They all look great. So, you know, if you want putties to surround your Zed, or putties to fight any of your Rangers, everyone's going to look good together. Absolutely good together. And then we have the Beast Morphers line, which is the current kind of kid-friendly line, but it's also fun for adult collectors, I think. I really enjoy it. Here we have Bada Bing Bada Boom, Beast Morphers Blue, Blue Buster. Really cool, because I haven't watched Beast Morphers. I've only watched Takumi Sentai Go Buster. And then another villain, Blaze. I'm gonna leave this one up to you guys because they're about the same height, but they are a little bit smaller, you know. So I display all mine together, but I'll leave that up to y'all. I think they're fine though for display, but like for posability and stuff, you definitely want to just keep the Lightning collection together. And it's gonna show them with some other lines now. These lines are from Japan. You guessed it. The Sentai Hero series. So this is Zuyo Whale. Super Sentai character, hasn't come to America yet. I don't think they look bad together. He's a little taller than them, but I think it's fine, to be completely honest. And then I'm also going to show you an SH Figure Arts, but all my SH Figure Arts, Power Rangers, and Super Sentai stuff is behind some glass right now, and then I have some stuff in front of those glass doors, and I'm too lazy to move it. So I'm actually going to show them with a Kamen Rider. I mean, they cross over in Japan every now and then, so Kamen Rider's fine. They actually even crossed over in America, because we had Masked Rider spin out of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Oh, I should use an RX, but instead I'm going to use Kamen Rider XA Level 2 20 Kamen Rider Kicks version. Pretty cool. You know what? That doesn't look half bad, to be completely honest. That doesn't look half bad. So the figure arts aren't too bad with the Lightning collection. That's pretty cool. Last time I showed Amazon, so I wanted to show someone different. A little Neo Heisei action, you know what I'm saying? A little Phase 2 Gucci. So now let's get those Rangers out of the way. And show some Bandai stuff. I know you're all rolling your eyes, but we're going to do it anyways. Here's the little Action Hero Series Evil Red Ranger Clone Robot Mofo. I didn't see this special, but Jason David Frank came back in it, so we're going to show him. And then also one of the last Lightning Collection figures I got, the GameStop exclusive Armored Red Ranger, because that's also relevant. So now you can see that same type of body compared between the Lightning Collection and the Legacy Collection. And they don't scale up well together at all. The Legacy Collection is much bigger, plus their detail very much clashes. I mean, the Lightning Collection is probably the best Power Rangers line we've ever gotten in America. I mean, Jungle Fury might come close, but these guys are just great. I mean, they're fantastic. They're fantastic. You can't argue that. They are. They're great. So, all in all, what are my final thoughts on the Fighting Spirit Green Ranger Mighty Morphin Putty Patroller 2-pack from Hasbro's Lightning Collection? I mean, it's just great. Totally worth every cent of the $40. There is, I mean, it's got some bad stuff about it. I can't really find any faults with the putty, you know, to be completely honest. The putty is, like, great. Got some faults with Green Ranger, though. His Dragon Shield could be a bit golder. The hands to hold the dagger just straight up aren't correct. So, a little fault with the Green Ranger. You know, I've got a couple complaints there. But, really, overall, just great. It's really worth it for both of them. I mean, oh shit. It's really, really worth it. So that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below, Facebook, Twitter, etc. I'm going to play around with these guys for a little bit, and then I'll film my next review, which will be over yet another Power Rangers villain, Roxy. If I can remember where I set her. She's around here somewhere. Roxy, where are you done gone? Also, be sure to check out comicsplusofmacon.com, my sponsor. Link in the description below. Get yourself 10% off some cool collectibles. That's it. Thank you all once again. I'll see y'all later.